Christopher Columbus's discovery changed the future. He didn't have a complete map, but what he did have was a bold vision. And he was confident that the journey he set out on would be worth it. It was. It led him to a new world. Hello, good morning and welcome. My name is Gabriel Byrne, and usually I act in films. You might have seen some of them: Usual Suspects, Miller's Crossing, In Treatment, many films. Anyway, I'm here this morning to, I suppose, explore with you some thoughts. We are living at the moment in a world of profound change. Political, social, economic, and spiritual. Seismic change that technology is helping to drive and define. And for those of us who are prepared for these changes, for this journey, there are equally profound opportunities. Do you wonder, like I do, what the world is going to look like in 2015? Look at the person next to you. Because you know what? It's in their imagination. Look around this room. There are 6,600 imaginations in this room alone, including yours, and yours over there, and in another more than 40,000 with us this morning on the web. Welcome to them too. And springing from all these imaginations, there is a wealth of possibilities for your industries, for your companies. The PepsiCos, the Dells, the Walmart, Citibanks, the Skull Candies, Centricas, Burton Snowboards, all the household names, and all the rising ones. And what about you? How do you think that your future will unfold? And where do you think that you and your business will be 4 or 5 years from now? One thing is certain: we have choices. And you can either make the future or you can be overtaken with it. I mean, we know this, don't we? I mean, we feel this in our bones. And those choices that we make will take us to one future reality or another. And these choices will affect not just our lives, but the lives of everybody around us. So the question is, how and what will you choose? Every one of us in one way or another are facing fierce challenges, urgencies, sweeping technological changes, where the velocity of data is building by the day. And how we have to manage, how we have to make sense of all that on the fly in a world that is more volatile than it's ever been, and how we have to stay flexible through all the instability and all the unpredictability. In a world where our businesses and our lives are extremely interconnected, and how we are all subject, all of us, to the butterfly effect. That is the new normal. And one thing I think that we have learned is to never, ever underestimate the pace of innovation. It was seriously underestimated, I think, in 1989, wasn't it? 89, when the internet appeared to be just a group of portals with some potential. In the village where my father was born, I knew this old man, and I remember one day he talked to me about what he had seen in his lifetime. The invention of the motor car, the arrival of film, radio, and on a black and white television set, he saw the first man walk on the moon. He lived long enough to see the first PC and the internet. Each of these marvels he thought was the zenith of human achievement. There can't be anything else, he used to say. You know, at each great turn of technology, most people fell short of projecting just how much potential, how much progress would come on its heels, and how fast it was going to happen. Well, if those were big inflection points, we are at a really big one now. Because we have new quantum leap opportunities through two advancing technologies, mobility and the cloud, and a third breakthrough one that is still so spanking new, so glowing, and it feels like it's still smoking. I mean in-memory computing, the instant analysis of masses of fast-changing data, and I mean nanosecond fast for decision-making and running applications. As an artist, I suppose I tend to think in metaverse, so I think to myself, wow, cross-pollination, where this real-time data analysis, this in-memory computing meets and pollinates billions of mobile devices, meets and pollinates fresh cloud formations, and raises everything, and I mean everything, to a new level. If Einstein, I think, was still around, he might even give it a breakthrough formula, quantum physics style. Like an E equals MC times IMC squared, where E is any enterprise, M is mobile, C is the cloud, IMC is in-memory computing. But how we use that formula, that's where it gets really exciting. Okay, let's talk just for a moment about the what-ifs. Let's look together for a moment at what is being created by the uniting of cloud, mobile, and in-memory technologies, because that is what is going to change everything monumentally, and soon. And over the next coming months, seasons, over the next 2, 3 years, 4 years, it's all about hyper-processing power. Well, in-memory computing just multiplied yesterday's capabilities 127 times over, so that you can ask questions about your margins, your manufacturing mix, marketing, and get answers and insights 127 times faster. What it took 3 days to do before, it takes 3 minutes now. That's 4.6 billion records analyzed in less than 2 seconds, with data stored in RAM, accessed instantly through the cloud and anywhere mobilely. Okay, so what does that mean for your businesses, our lives, our industries? Okay, let's take healthcare, for example. Ask yourself this hypothetical question. What if your doctor could compare your unique health profile to a database of millions of other patients and identify a treatment most likely to work for your condition while you're still on the operating table? What if your local hospital could monitor every patient in their building in real time, real time, from their vitals to the meds to the insurance coverage, and make this data available on every doctor and administrator's mobile device so that each patient could be treated proactively and cost effectively? Think about that. Retail. Ask yourself, okay, let's say your favorite jacket was smart and could automatically reorder itself before it wore out, and not only arrive the same way it was made originally, but also adjusted to your current size, which could change. So what if a typhoon in Southeast Asia, for example, stopped a key shipment between your supplier in Taiwan and your factory in Toledo? But your global supply chain could immediately and automatically adjust and prevent any manufacturing delays. So no matter what happened, your customers always got what they wanted when they wanted it. How do you think that would affect their loyalty? Think about that. Financial services. Ask yourself this question. Let's say 10 different banks with your okay could tap into your financial picture and instantly offer you competing mortgages and enable you to choose and close on a house within minutes instead of weeks. Or if, heaven forbid, if let's say your house burned down and your insurance company had instant access to a virtual record of every item that you've lost and could cover the true full value in a fraction of the time. How do you think that this would redefine what's possible in the financial sector? I think that's something to think about. Okay. All these what ifs, all these scenarios, they're more than possible. They're probable. Because there are already companies on the case, investing, innovating around them. And so what about the rest of us? Do we jump in head and heart first? Or do we risk waiting and seeing? As the smartphone revolution showed us, the early learners, the visionaries, those people who adapted, they didn't wait. They saw the possibilities, they took the risk, and they reaped immense rewards. And what about the present? The present is already past. Everything from this second on out is future tense. The clock of the future, which ticks, 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 that will continue. So we have to start now. We have to start imagining our own possibilities. We have to stretch. We have to understand and embrace the harmonic convergence of these new technologies. We have to find the right partners, the right guides, ones with a bold and a shared vision. Because you can't afford to get it wrong or go it alone. We must connect with these ideas and the inspiration that flows all around us. It must begin the minute you step outside this room. Take the what-ifs. Don't let them become if-onlys. Turn your what-ifs into why not? So that when you wake up on the morning of 2015, you and your business are writing the future that you imagined. So here's to all our futures and all the possible futures that we are going to create together.